It's a new day for open spaces, city lights and friendly faces. A new day to be going places. Who could ask for more? It's a new day.
Welcome back. Okay, so there's a lot of food out there that is good for you, but what if you could take it to the next level? There are some new trends in cooking called functional cooking and sustainable food. And Chef Gerard Viverito from passionfish.org here to explain it all for us, because I know that the chef in the segment with Haley was just talking about how that fish was sustainable. So kind of clear up the confusion for us. What does that mean and what's functional cooking?
Well, sustainable cooking is what is good for the environment, what's good for the people harvesting or catching it, what's good for the species long term, whether it be within the season or within localities. Sustainable seafood, there are lots of different resources available to you. Monterey Bay Aquarium was one of the first to start off with where do you source a fish or what species are good for you. And they had a pretty good list of red, green, and yellow. It was like a traffic light. And then Blue Ocean Institute, who I work with, also has, I think, a more in-depth list, which actually has light green, light orange, and it'll give you the whys and the hows as to why each species is sustainable. Is it health concerns? Is it environmental impact? Is it how they're catching it? Is it who's catching it? So, you know, Blue Ocean Institute, they're a great list to look for.
So how do you go about selecting sustainable seafoods and ingredients, and like how do you do it?
I do some research. The last time I went down, anytime I'm in an area, I try to visit farms. I try to talk to growers, to producers. I started Passion Fish 11 years ago when I saw fish were coming in smaller and smaller and wondering what's going on. I was in San Diego. I was surrounded by water, and I said, well, you know, this is wrong.
This isn't right, yeah.
So it caught our attention. I do a lot of work in Asia. So when I was down in Asia last, for example, one of these ingredients I use, especially when I cook fish, I like to saute my fish or sear it. I believe if a fish goes in a pan and out of a pan as quickly as possible, when cooked, it's going to retain a lot of its nutrients. For example, this oil, this red oil, if you turn it around, the color could be shown there on the camera. That's a palm fruit oil in Malaysia. I did a lot of traveling down there. The Malaysians are very sustainable. They replant, they take care of their people. This council makes sure this oil is pressed from this red palm fruit, and I like it because it's really red.
Where would
vitamin
you find
A,
that?
vitamin E, Whole Foods, Asian markets. You know, it's trans fat free. Everyone today is trans fat free. You can see even the white one, or it's in that Smart Balance. No one knows about this. It's the #1 used oil there is. So if you want something that's trans fat free, cholesterol neutral, high heat capability, tastes like butter, it's amazing, really good for you. Also, when I cook, for example, a lot of people like a little bit of sweetness in their dressings these days. Agave syrup. This is from the same cactus that they make tequila from. Right, so very popular. It doesn't raise your blood sugar levels. I don't try not to add too much salt. You know, I like to use natural ingredients. So this liquid amino acids. You know, when my kids want some extra seasoning, and I want to get, this is more functional. It's how do you add ingredients that have a function to the food. So rather than just add salt, spray some amino acids on there. Vinegars, apple cider vinegar. I mean, today, you don't like it?
Well, just the smell is,
But it's a little pungent.
Yeah, it's a little strong.
It is, but it's great for alkalining your body. And, you know, in an alkaline environment, disease or you know, health afflictions can't set in.
Right.
Spirulina I always whip into dressings these days, especially because it's a blue-green algae, great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which is, you know, everybody's looking for today.
Yeah.
Goji berries, another source of omega-3s. They're just fun in salads.
Yeah,
you know?
or just to pop them in your mouth.
Yeah, great snack for the road.
Cacao powder as well.
Cacao powder, great source of antioxidants.
Yeah. Well, and Chef Gerard Viverito, unfortunately we don't have time to get to everything, but your website is fabulous because you have so much information on there and tips for people.
And great recipes.
And great recipes as well, so people can go and check that out. It's passionfish.org.
And there's a link to me, and they can always email me if they have questions.
Thank you so much for coming in and breaking some of this down.
Absolutely.
All right, Jake, what's coming up next?
Coming up next.